We're going on a BC road trip to my hometown of Vernon, BC, on the traditional territory of the Sioux and the Okanagan Indian Band, where as a teenager I committed 0 crimes. I never did anything illegal, like hopping fences to trespass and skateboard on private property. I never, ever blew anything up with modified firecrackers, and if anybody tells you any different, they're lying, including my friend Dwayne Lawrence, who's from the Okanagan Indian Band, and he worked as an RCMP officer. Nothing ever happened. I never saw him. We never interacted when he worked as a cop. I moved away from Vernon 30 years ago, and when I'm in town these days and I'm not sleeping on the lumpy couch at my parents' house, I stay at the Prestige Vernon Lodge, where they have nice, non-lumpy beds. It's been there forever, and as long as I can remember, it's always been the best place to stay. And not just because my high school graduation dinner was held there, or because my cousin Rick worked there, or because at one point they had a liquor store where one of my older friends would buy us high school kids alcohol that we'd take to tire fires out in the woods. No crimes, that never happened. In the middle of the hotel is a huge atrium where there's a ton of plants, a restaurant, a pool, and a hot tub, and a historic creek that literally runs right through or under the hotel, and you can see it at some points. Outside of the walls of this wonderful hotel, the historic O'Keefe Ranch is just on the outskirts of town and is a bit like Barkerville, only a little smaller. At the historic O'Keefe Ranch, there's a cute little restaurant that I'm pretty sure is only open in the spring and summer months. So if you go there then, go to the restaurant. In October, they have an amazing haunted corn maze there. It doesn't have anything to do with history, nothing to do with the story of this place, but it's just a very scary corn maze where teenagers dressed up like chainsaw killers scream at you and chase you around. I went with my sister last year and she says it's the best thing Vernon has to offer. And for the record, my sister Melanie has never committed a crime of any sort. I'm not even gonna tell you which ones she has not committed. Next, you might want to know that Okanagan Springs Brewery was founded here. It's one of the first craft breweries in BC, and they still operate in the same place where they started. They're bigger now. And in fact, my late Auntie Marie used to work here way back in the day on the bottling line. The best boozy place to visit these days is called Cambium Cider. It's located on a family orchard, and that family turns some of their wonderful apples into even more wonderful alcoholic cider. They've got a farm-to-table restaurant attached to the cidery. They often have live music and other events, and the atmosphere cannot be beat. You're in an orchard. It's so great. Lastly, there are tons of trails in Vernon, and you will probably be surprised to learn that they were recently deemed to be the official trails capital of British Columbia. The trail that I enjoy the most is the one that goes down to Cousins Bay in a provincial park that used to be used by the military for mortar bomb practices. We'll get to that story in a future episode. That is wild. The land was turned over to the Army, by the Army, in 1975, and it was turned into a provincial park at that time. It's got a nice little beach at the end of a fairly short hike, so bring a lunch and your sunglasses and try not to do anything illegal, okay? Enjoy your road trip.